Does AI throw out all the fundamentals and lessons we've learned about business? And I say this because like I'll encounter engineers every month, right? On one side, you have people who are like, terrified, right? This is doom and it's going to be kind of the end of business as we know it. At the other, you see almost this obsession, right, with the labs and deep love of them. And look, I think there's something incredibly revolutionary going on. I think that some of the labs are going to be some of the best businesses created of all time. But the potential of AI is so great, it can blind people and ask, is it worth working on anything else? Should we even build a company if AGI is almost here around the corner? And I think history offers some pretty interesting lessons around this. And maybe to use an example, let's talk about air conditioning. It's 95 degrees outside. We're not sitting here talking about like the great robber baron, families of the air conditioning industry, right? And these great family fortunes of people who created it. And at the same time, like air conditioning, like I was born in Las Vegas, that city wouldn't exist if not for the air conditioner. You live in Miami, right? There's entire ecosystems. And you think about the value that was created out of the ecosystems far exceeded the value that was captured by the people who invented this technology. And I think with artificial intelligence, don't be wrong, I think that this is going to be one of the most revolutionary transformations in our life. I think on the scale beyond the Industrial Revolution, making goods plentiful. I think it'll make services plentiful. I think it is interesting to go work on creating a general intelligence that is artificial for the world. But I think one of the more interesting questions to be asking is, in a world in which intelligence is very plentiful, in which intelligence is accessible, in which intelligence is cheap, what should you build? What kind of businesses are now possible? Just as there were cities and things created that were not possible for maybe the air conditioner and something as dull as that, I think that there are entire things that we can go do when you have intelligence that this is accessible. Come back to us. In some sense, like you and I are a form of general intelligence, right? We have kind of our evolved monkey brains, and we've kind of seen over the course of thousands of years, how does a general intelligence like to do things? And it turns out that general intelligences like to pay for things. They will hire other types of intelligences to go do this. And you can think about payments almost as a form of like a distributed ledger to manage resources, work. There's records around this, and there's a reallocation of these types of resources. And I think part of why we are so interested in payments in this kind of world is I think when you have an explosion of intelligence and it's more accessible than ever, I think you will have an explosion of payments, whether it's people or agents on behalf of people or even agents in general making purchases. And I think you'll need a better substrate and a form factor to go track and control and get more value out of every dollar an hour. And so a lot of what we're focused on right now is how do you build the scaffolding and these systems for organizations to manage not just the dollars they're spending on people and things, but the dollars they're ultimately spending towards resources, towards tokens.